Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going? So, you are riding with Kenny. So, interesting thing. I had posted that video in regards to, customers and stuff like that just the other day. I'll tag the video here somewhere. I forgot where it shows up here, I think. Anyway, so somebody had commented. I apologize. I don't remember who it was because I was answering comments last night and I wind up getting so many I just forget who the heck says what, you know what I mean? But anyway, so talking about he worked in a parts department, and now people always customers try to get one over on you, and you never expect it or whatever. And I can honestly say I know our parts department at the dealership had that issue. I mean, how many times have you gotten a part from a parts store and you open up the box and you realize it's a used part? It's not the parts department that did that, or parts store that did that. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. The parts store or parts department didn't check the part. Because I've seen other shops, what they'll do is they'll take a part, they'll return a part that's supposed to be a core, or not even a core, but just return a part saying, oh, we never used it. But meanwhile, they used that part and took the old part and stuck it in a box and returned it to get their full credit. I've seen it multiple times over the years. I mean, talk about just cruddy and dishonest. That's just cruddy and dishonest. But people do it. I can tell you one that happened at the dealership that was pretty amazing, okay? We had a body shop order a frame for a Dodge Ram pickup truck, okay? So they ordered the frame for this Dodge Ram pickup truck. Now, it goes by VIN and everything else. Now, there's nothing that's going to say that your part's guaranteed to be correct. However, I don't know why this guy's riding on my bumper. I'm going 60 and a 50. Time to start slowing down. We'll slow down to 40. So, anyway, they ordered a frame for a Dodge pickup truck. So then they get the frame, it gets delivered to them, they send it back. They said, this is the wrong frame. What do you mean it's the wrong frame? It's the wrong frame. Okay. So they get credited for the wrong frame, and they get their money back. So one of the body guys happened to be walking through, like the parts department that we had. You'd walk through the parts department to go to the deli next door. It just made life easier because otherwise you'd have to walk all the way around the building and everything else. So we would walk through the parts department. One of the body guys walks through the parts department and he sees this frame's sitting there. I mean, talking a full frame. He sees it sitting there. So he says, what's the story with that frame? Like, it turned out to be the wrong one. And he starts laughing. He goes, it wasn't the wrong one. What are you talking about? They're like, they cut a section out of this frame. You didn't realize that? And they're like, no. Like, yeah, come here. So he takes him over, and the two front horns of the frame, which were sections about that long, maybe, which were the impact sections, the collapsible or crush sections, for impact when in an accident, they had cut them off, with a plasma cutter or something, cut them off nice and clean, and then repainted and undercoated the way the factory does it to make it look like it was never touched. Yeah, so it wasn't the wrong frame. They just needed frame sections. So now, the body shop had already gotten credited for the frame, however much it was, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, I have no idea. But they had already gotten credited for it. So, of course, we wound up calling them saying, hey, you said this was the wrong frame, right? And they're like, yeah, we got another frame from this other dealer. Well, first off, why would you do that? It makes no sense. Well, this frame, obviously they didn't get a frame from another dealership. They had cut this one off and sectioned it into the vehicle they were fixing. So like, well, this frame here that you sent us back, you would cut the front sections off. No, we didn't touch it. That's how we got it. That's why we said it was the wrong frame rail. Yeah, no. That's not what happened. The factory didn't ship us a frame with the front horns cut off of it. It's not what happened. I guess I got to start slowing down again because this guy's up on my bumper once more. So, yeah, we couldn't do anything because that's what they claimed. But we got it from the factory. It didn't come, it didn't get returned to the factory. We got it from the factory. You know, it was brand new. So it's not like it was shipped to somebody and they returned it and that's how it was. No. And besides, if that's how it was with the front horns cut off, they would have said something. They would have said, hey, you know, this frame is messed up. Somebody cut the front horns off of it. At least I know any place I've ever worked would have done that. But yeah, so I just thought that was kind of funny. All right, let me irritate this guy behind me because he's starting to irritate me. All right, finally got him off my bumper. Now the speed limit there is 50. I was doing almost 60. Okay, and the guy's up on my bumper. So I slow down and he backs off. So then I speed back up to almost 60 and then he comes right back up on my bumper again. So I actually slowed down to 35 miles an hour. At one point he backed off, so I sped back up again. He drives right back up my bumper again. And I slowed back down to 35. At that point he started getting irritated. Okay, then go around me. I don't care. Now the reason I would usually drive that road about 60 to 65. It's a country 2-lane road. But the reason I will not go past 60 in the mornings when I'm heading to work is because all the local police agencies, you know, the local town agencies, the county agencies, and we have 3 counties that are like close in proximity to one another right here. Matter of fact, we're on the border of another county right there, and now I just crossed into another county. So, and the officers, you know, they may live in a different county and commute, but every morning I seriously pass 2, 3, 4, even 5 officers that live local that drive down that road. Now I know they're off duty, but I'm not about to go flying down that road. There's no real houses or anything going on. It's a country road where houses are off in the distance and stuff like that. So, but anyway, that's the reason I don't go that fast first thing in the morning. For that very reason. Anyway, so yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've had it where I get a part from the parts store and it's a used part. It happens. I've seen shady shops do stuff like that. They will get a part, install it, and take the old part, stick it in a box, and then return it. And it happens so much because, you know, if it's a very common part, think about it this way, it's a very common part and the parts store doesn't open the box and physically check it to see what the return is, they're not going to pay attention. They're taking the shops at their word. Regular customers do it too. So don't think it's just a shop, because you see regular people off the street try to get one over on the parts stores all the time. It's amazing. I mean, it's dishonest, obviously, but it's just amazing how often that actually happens. So anyway, just wanted to share that little bit with you. It's a short video, nothing too spectacular, but yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much it. This road is bumpy as all get out, isn't it? This is after they paved it. So anyway, I hope you get something out of my videos. If you do, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, hope you have a great day and keep wrenching.